Temperature right now is about 17 degrees, but it's not really that bad. As some of you know, I'm getting ready to build my log cabin in Alaska this summer. I already cut the logs, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link below. You should go watch that and then come back. At the end of the day, I'm gonna try to do this solo, and I need to be strong. And the things that I do in my life, I need to be strong. I need to be healthy. So today I just want to share some of the things I'm doing and the struggles, and maybe give you some inspiration to help you on your journey too. So the cabin is such a physical job, right? It's going to be crushing. I already know. Just cutting the logs, which I did last summer, was such a big job. It was very physical. And what I've got ahead of me is going to also be very physical. Now all those logs are stacked in seasoning right now, so they will be dried and ready for me to use this summer. So if you're interested in seeing the video about me stacking and drying the logs, I'll put that link below too. So when I get back to Alaska this summer, that job is waiting for me. I still have a ton of brush to deal with. I still have a ton of land to clear. It's all very physical, and I just want to be in the best shape I can be for my age. I'm 52 now, and I kind of think it's cool because if you know the story about Dick Proenneke, he was the guy in Alaska back in the 60s that built the beautiful log cabin on Twin Lakes, kind of down in south central Alaska. And he's an icon in the space. He was kind of like the first person that ever filmed himself doing something like that. He's a very inspiring figure. And he was 52 when he built his cabin. So I harvested my logs last year. I was 51, now I'll be 52. And it would just be really cool to try to get this cabin wrapped up, knowing I did it the same age Dick Proenneke was when he built his. It is really beautiful. I don't know, there's something really powerful about mind over matter. Being out here, it's snowing, it's cold. You can just try to turn your brain off, settle your breathing and settle your impulse to be cold, and just really enjoy the moment. Being so vulnerable yet so in control. It's this magic combination of things. Are you eating deer poop? Let's go. Just do a loop around the property that's probably like 15 minutes or so. You know, this is just a really good shock to the system and just really wakes you up, that's for sure. I think we're good to go. I'm heading back in now. Let's go, buddy. Okay. Gotta get my hands warmed back up. What is so interesting is that your body just starts to shunt your blood to your core. So my hands get really tingly and they really start to lose function. I couldn't have used my hands outside there at all. I would not have been able to start a fire. Like, they are really slow responding, and like I can't really move my hands very well. So you want to make sure if you do this, you're in a safe place that you can come in and get warm afterwards, because there's no way I would have been able to use my hands. I still can't use my hands right now. Like, they don't want to function. So feels so refreshing and also a little painful. Like, my hands are really hurt right now. Ooh, all that blood's moving back in. It's cold and it's circulating through now, and it's just super painful. Oh, but it's good. It's good to feel alive. So I get emails all the time, people asking me about how I stay in shape to do the kind of work that I do and the building and all of that. So I just thought I'd share some of that stuff with you today. So as we get older, we start to lose, what is it, like 2% of our muscle mass every year past the age of, like, it's in your 30s. Like, it's really staggering how quickly you start to lose muscle. So unless you fight back against that, you will continually lose muscle. It's called sarcopenia. So I've really been a fanatic about staying strong, and everything that I do in my life revolves around me being strong. My whole life, all the jobs I've ever had have been, very physical, from being a wildland firefighter to being a guide to the stuff we do now, just a lot of building and cutting wood and all that kind of stuff. A lot of that I'm doing on my own. I'm doing it solo, and you have to stay strong. And I still feel like a little girl inside, but my age says I'm not. So I've got to be proactive to stay strong so I can do the things I want to do. Now, is there an aesthetic part of it? Yeah, absolutely. I used to be a gym rat. I actually even entered a fitness competition, a physique competition, but it also had a fitness element to it. We had to do like this big obstacle course, and it was timed, and you got ranked that way too. So I'm very competitive, and I was really going for a really great muscled physique, and I still like that aesthetic. So for myself, although it is about being strong, I also just want to look good and feel good too, and those two go hand in hand. So I just want to share with you what I've been doing, how I'm getting ready to keep my fitness level high so that I can build this log cabin. As you saw the opening of this video, I like to challenge not only just my body but my mind too, and that's where the cold therapy comes in. Now, a lot of people will do a cold immersion into cold water. You can either do cold showers, you can do plunges.
Doing cold ice bathing immersions, go in t-shirts in the middle of winter, on a bike to their work. It looks like crazy, but it is not crazy to be crazy about life.
That's a whole other thing all on its own, and you can dive into that. Look at some Wim Hof videos.
Through the cold, we are able to awaken this deep physiology. Amazingly beautiful. You gotta experience it.
He's on YouTube. Read his book. Very inspiring. It's a mind over body situation, and those things just help strengthen you. They help your immune system, like, have these shocks, and you just get to feel what that feels like. So I highly recommend that you just challenge yourself in that way, either with cold showers or walking outside. If you don't live in a cold location, then definitely cold showers. And what I recommend to kind of ease your way into the cold shower thing is start with your regular shower and then just slowly just start turning it down until the very end. You get a blast of cold water, and I mean, it is very invigorating. It's not the best thing to look forward to. Like, no one wants to jump in and take a cold shower, but once you feel the effects of it, it's pretty cool. There's also going and doing cold plunges. You can go to a lake. Just please be safe about it, learn about it, and decide for your own if that's something you want to do. Other than that, I'm a real strong proponent of lifting weights. I had gotten away from lifting weights for a while, and I'm back full bore. I'm lifting weights 3 to 4 times a week. I don't go to the gym. I just find it's easier for me to fit into my schedule if I just have my weights at home. I could use the extra things at the gym, and it probably would motivate me, but I just find it so much more convenient to go and do it in my own home. But if you're a person that needs to get out of the house, and I totally understand that, to be kind of held accountable by, like, I bought this membership and you're going to use these services, I highly recommend going to a gym and getting started learning how to lift heavy weights, because just because you're getting older does not mean you shouldn't be lifting weights, because I've seen such a change in my body in just the past 3 months that I've been really digging back into weightlifting, because I was seeing muscle loss. I was feeling it. I could feel the extra skin, and I could just feel that I didn't have those muscles anymore. It really bothered me. So I really highly encourage you to start lifting weights. You want to beat that muscle loss, and the only way to do that is to fight back. And if you're thinking to yourself, I am too old to be lifting weights, you are completely wrong. You can start to reverse that muscle loss at any age. You can absolutely lift weights. Start with, something you can handle. You need to move up on weights and do something that really challenges you. For inspiration, go check out Joan McDonald. She's 77 years old and completely transformed her life and her body in the past 5 years with lifting weights and changing her diet. She is such an inspiration. So go check out her videos. You will be blown away.
Hi, my name is Joan McDonald. Thinking of what I would advise myself when I started, and that's to embrace what I have learned. I had been going to the gym, but not religiously. There was all kinds of excuses why I shouldn't, I didn't need to go. I was too busy. I didn't have time, blah, blah, blah. I knew I had to get over it. I had to do it. And I wasn't really concerning myself with other people looking at me, because I've watched a lot of people are just there to do what they have to do. They're not really paying attention to me, or at least I didn't think they were. Although I got a lot of good feedback as I was progressing. So it was a good thing. I know I can do, my leg press is like 320 something, because the machine by itself with nothing on it is 118 pounds. Your daughter challenged you, and you are not going to give up. Regardless of anything else, you are going to do it and prove to her that you've got what it takes.
The other component to getting stronger is eating right. And I had just come to a realization at the end of the summer that I just wasn't eating right. I wasn't really taking care of myself like I should be. So I jumped back full bore into a better nutrition and a really steady workout system, which is lifting weights. And then I also do high intensity interval training, and I do yoga. So those things, every single night of the week, I'm doing something. I rarely take a night off. I want to optimize my body for the things that I do. So working out, lifting weights, doing the cardio, and eating right has just been absolutely key. I totally changed how I was eating. It wasn't that I was eating bad. I just didn't know what that was doing to my blood. And so I don't ever go to the doctor. We have rarely had health insurance. That's always been a difficult thing. I'm sure you can relate. So I don't have a doctor. I don't go to the doctor other than like my regular annual female checkup. That's the only time I go to the doctor. And I just decided this fall, it'd probably be a good idea just to get my blood tested. I want to do this baseline range of tests, see where I'm at. And I was shocked when I got the blood results back. It turns out I had diabetic blood. I was definitely pre-diabetic, diabetic in my blood sugar levels. And my cholesterol was really high, which I've never had before. It was super surprising to me. I had no idea. And if I had not have gotten my blood checked, I still wouldn't know. So talking with the clinician, we're kind of trying to figure out how did this happen? How did my blood get so out of whack? I don't feel bad. My body hasn't changed that much. I didn't know. So we got talking about what I was eating. And I went to Costa Rica last February and just got really into eating a ton of fruit. During that trip, before that trip, then all summer, all the rest of the year, I would just pound the fruit. I was eating a watermelon and a pineapple and a honeydew. I would cut them all up and put them in a giant bowl, 2 giant bowls, and I would eat that nonstop. I did this for months. I'm thinking, oh, I'm so healthy. I'm eating all this good fruit. At the same time, I was eating cold oatmeal, overnight oats. So I would do my oatmeal. I would have a really big bowl of overnight oats every morning. I would put a banana on it. I would put blueberries. I'd put fresh coconut flakes and walnuts or pecans, hemp seeds, all the stuff. I would have this massive bowl, right? Oh, I love it. I can eat it right now. It sounds so good to me. Well, that also can lead to a really big spike in your blood sugar. I had no idea. Also, it's full of carbohydrates. Like it's super high carbs. The banana even has carbs. And just, I was eating like just for breakfast, that entire giant bowl of oatmeal with all the stuff. It was probably like 1,000 calories, right? And I'm thinking, I'm eating so good. But, you know, for me, probably for my blood type, that probably was not good mixed with all the fruit. Like apparently it can spike your blood. So it was surprising. Now I will go back for another blood check here in a couple weeks, and I hope to report that me changing my diet has changed all that. The thing I really learned was that I really need way more protein in my diet. Like I don't eat a whole lot in general, but I definitely wasn't getting enough protein. So I've changed. I'm eating a ton of protein. I am watching my carbs. I really stay away from anything processed. I really stay away from anything sugary. And I really just have changed all my ingredients to be more whole ingredients and from natural sources. So I'm eating more salmon and more just beef and more meats that are high in protein, chicken, fish, eating whole vegetables with it, like broccoli, cauliflower. I'm eating a ton of avocados. You want to get the good oils in your diet too, because not all fat is bad. I already have eat a lot of butter. And the other problem is I was drinking like 4 cups of milk a day, like 2% milk. So just my milk intake alone, it's like 150 calories per cup of milk with 11 grams of carbs, 11 grams of sugar. I drink this thing called mud water, and it's kind of like a coffee alternative. I drink it like a cold latte, and I drink like 2 big ones a day. This is what is in here. So if you ever see me on videos, it's my mud latte. Drinking a couple of those every day. This is like a 20-ounce thermos. So that was a lot of extra calories there too. So now I'm drinking almond milk with it. And so I'm just trying to be aware of the sugar, even if it's natural sugar. So like I'm not a candy bar, I'm not sweets, like I don't eat, but all those natural sugars are still sugar, and they were contributing. So changing up just everything I've been eating more whole foods, you know, I do feel good. I feel better. And it's worked out really well. So I've got a couple books I want to recommend to you that have been key to me understanding how important it is to maintain our muscle mass and how important it is to look at our macronutrients, our fats, our proteins, our carbohydrates, and what ratio of those are you eating. Like you're supposed to be eating the amount of protein per gram as what you weigh per pound. So that's a lot of protein. And I know I wasn't even getting a quarter of that regularly a day. Now to kind of help get me where I need to be, I'm supplementing with a whey isolate protein that I mix in with water, and I drink a couple of those every day too, because I just can't get enough protein. So I'm supplementing with some mixed in stuff too. But a couple of books. Forever Strong just came out by Gabrielle Lyon, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. Fantastic book. I mean, both of these books I'm recommending to you are real deep dives. And I listened to them both on audio. It was easier for me to process them. There's a lot of scientific studies that they cite, and I just seem to process better when I'm listening to it. So I like to do these long drives, and I stick these in my Audible, and I listen to them going down the road. So Forever Strong by Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. And then the other one is Eat Smarter. So good, so good. It will revolutionize the way you think about your body and the way you think about food. And they both cover food and what you should be eating. And then he has a cookbook, which is fantastic too. And I've made some stuff out of his cookbook, and it's just wonderful. So highly recommend those 2 books to start your journey on eating better and really taking off on your strength training. And in Gabrielle Lyon's book, she has some plans that you can kind of follow for your eating and also for your workout schedule and what you should be doing. It's really, really helpful. So I've been using that, and I'm seeing really great results. I'm getting stronger. I'm seeing the muscle come back on in a more defined way because I'm dropping body fat. You know, you go through menopause, and and your whole body changes and you're just a wreck, right? Like ladies out there, you know what I'm talking about. You get belly fat and you get fat in other places you've never had and you just can't sleep, and it's just a nightmare. And you have to be really proactive about doing something about it. And this is only what's worked for me. I don't know what will work for you, but I'm telling you what's worked for me. The other thing was my sleeping was just awful. I've had such a struggle with sleep, and I never had before till I hit this age. So I also recently discovered grounding, and I highly encourage you to take a look at this. It is the practice of actually putting your body on the earth, and we are electrified beings, and we need to be grounded. And when you put your body against the earth, you are grounded to the earth. And there is scientific studies how it will help reduce inflammation, helps you sleep better, helps your stress and your mood levels, and the difference is really crazy. So I'll put the link to a YouTube video you should watch. It's a documentary about this practice of grounding. It is fascinating stuff. So I went all in on it. I'm like, yes, I know the outdoors can be so healing, but there's also this element of actually the earth grounding you. And it's free. All you have to do is go outside and walk barefoot, or lay on the ground, or sit on the ground with your feet on the ground. Like, you can do that for 20 minutes a day and just feel the effects of how wonderful it is to be grounded. If you live in a climate like mine, you know, that's not really possible all the time to go out barefoot and feel the earth. Doesn't it make sense? It's like why you go to the beach and you're walking out, everyone is just so relaxed and so happy. It's because everybody's grounded. You're all walking barefoot, and you just feel so good when you get back from the beach. So it really makes a lot of sense. So the guy that invented this and kind of found out, he kind of discovered this, Clint Oberman, I believe is his name. Fascinating how he kind of came across this idea and then did a bunch of studies, and it's scientifically proven now that how much it affects your body and inflammation. So I thought, I had heard that it would help you to sleep. I bought these grounding mats for our bed and decided I wanted to see what this is all about. So put the grounding mat there, and by golly, I am sleeping so much better. We sleep on that grounded mat every night, and it has changed my sleep. I gave some to my other family members that were having knee problems and other issues like inflammation, and got reports back that it's definitely helping them too. Now I also am suffering from, I really have like tendonitis like all the time now, because like I'm swinging axes and hammers, and I'm just always feeling it in my elbows, and I have a massive back problem. So every morning I'm waking up, and I can't bend over, and this has really helped that too. So I'm sleeping so deep. I have these massive dreams every night. I highly recommend this. It doesn't work for everybody, but I can't say enough good things about it. And like I said, you don't have to buy anything. You can just go outside and be grounded. I also use a grounded yoga mat. So he sells, they make all kinds of different products for you to use. You can even use them sitting in a chair. They have little grounding mats that you can just put in your chair or put on your floor while if you're at the office, you can just take your shoes off, put your feet on the mat, and you're grounded. You're grounded to the earth. How it works is it's plugged into the outlet of your house. Now, everyone's house, the buildings are grounded, so they're not prone to electric strikes and stuff like that coming through the building. So all the plugs have grounds in them. They don't plug into your electric part of your outlet. They plug into the ground wire of your outlet. And then it comes with a little test meter to make sure that the outlet you're plugging into is grounded correctly. Anyway, it's wonderful. I can't say enough good things about it, and I will put the link below to watch that documentary. Do some investigating about being grounded, because it absolutely has changed the way I sleep and has changed some of my pains and issues I was having. I could talk for a long time about this. It's really exciting, and I love talking about fitness and health. The other thing I decided to do this year is I became really invested in the science of breathing and how that can affect your whole being. You can either turn on or turn off your sympathetic or your parasympathetic nervous system simply by breathing and breathing techniques. So I became a certified breathing coach, and then I also became interested in the science of stretching, and I'm now a certified stretching coach. Now what that means is a stretching practice that really gets you into deep stretching holds and for up to like 5 minutes. So what science of stretching is really focusing on getting back your basic range of motion. As we get older, you tend to get more stiff. You tend not to use your body in the way you did you were younger. Getting up and down off the floor, bending over to tie your shoes, playing with your grandchildren, whatever it would be. You lose some of that motion the more you just become an older adult. So that is all involved in science of stretching, is getting back your basic range of motion. And that involves really doing some deep stretches for your hips, your hamstrings, your back. And not only that, like with my back issues, that deep stretching and twisting really helps that. So these are deep stretches, they're long holds. It's not fun. It's a difficult practice. It's one that you have to be committed to better your life. And so I hope in the near future I'm going to be offering some online classes for both breathing and stretching. So if you are going to be interested in that, I hope in the near future to be offering some online courses that you can just plug into and learn more about that. But I love that deep stretch practice. It just feels good. It feels good to feel your body being worked. And I've always been attracted to that. As soon as you resign yourself to a chair or a bed, or you say I'm too old, or you say I just can't, and fill in the blank, that will be your reality. You have to fight back. You have to know that your body is good and it wants to serve you, and it needs to be treated well. And when you do that, it will respond in kind, and you can get back lost range of motion. You can get back lost muscle, but you can't do it sitting in a chair, and you can't do it lying in bed, and you can't do it just thinking about it. You got to do it. So I can talk about this all day. I'm way down the rabbit hole here, but I get so many questions about it. I just kind of want to touch base on that. So let me know your thoughts below. Where are you at with your fitness and health journey at your age? What is challenging to you? What are you doing to do things to help yourself? And I hope this has inspired you to get out and do something and get physical and get moving. I know it's the end of January. I don't know where you were on some of your goals for the year, but if getting healthier and getting fit was one of them, I encourage you to do something about it. Like, take action. Check out these books and check out Joan McDonald. Check out grounding. Like, it's so great to be healthy. It feels so good to move your body. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you in the next video. This girl in the woods, she gone. Oh, and don't forget to get outside and get happy.